What's going on, guys, and welcome into Afterthoughts.
He's butt naked on some of these shots. They're starting to storm, Ryan.
The first problem is your best player of the season is Tyrese Maxey.
For my rankings, I kind of went off vibes a little bit.
I said they'd make it. I'm saying they're going to make it by a half game.
Marion Hampton is a dog. He's insane.
Sure, man.
Nice guy.
If you say so.
Yeah.
What's going on, guys, and welcome into Afterthoughts. Ryan Lombardi, Gavin Watson, and my dear friend Jack Haskell here at the desk. The MLB season is upon us, and we're about 20-something games in.
Yeah, just getting underway here.
Oh, yeah, we're getting ready, and, we have a lot of time, but we won't be here this summer. This is our second to last show. Really sad. But we got an action-packed show, but we're going to be talking some future trade deadline predictions. Way too early. Trade deadline predictions. We'll have our top five. And Gavin, why don't you kick things off for us?
Yeah, sure. Starting off, number one on our list was Bo Bichette of the Toronto Blue Jays. He's a two-time All-Star. He's a free agent after this season. I think he would suit a contender very well.
Yeah.
So far this season, he's batting .298 with a 109 OPS plus. So
yeah,
legit stuff.
And we're joined by our good friend Biggie Cheese. And Biggie's got the graphic for us. Biggie, can you show Bo Bichette on 5? Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
I'm really shocked that Bo Bichette is even still on the Blue Jays because I thought they would have moved him last season after they failed to come to agreements on a contract extension. But he's starting out the year pretty strong for the Blue Jays. I mean, no home runs yet on the season, but hitting .298, which, you're not a bad MLB player if you're hitting .298 at the plate.
You mentioned failing to come to an agreement. It's really hard to come to an agreement when one of the parties, i.e. the Blue Jays, have not even extended him any offers yet. So it's kind of hard to it takes two to tango in this contract.
Yeah. And with the Blue Jays, I'm kind of shocked that they went out. We said it was a big overpay the way they paid Vlad, and now that almost just the market is just that much narrower for the Blue Jays to kind of go out and go get re-sign Bichette and keep this kind of young talent in Toronto.
Absolutely, and it will be interesting, as you mentioned, with the Vlad Guerrero Jr. extension, what the market looks like for Bo Bichette to stay on the Blue Jays.
Yeah. The only thing with Bo Bichette on the Blue Jays is the Blue Jays have a lot of middle infield depth in the minor league system, a lot of really good hitters, a lot of really good middle infield defense. So they might see him as somebody that is replaceable, somebody who they could call up a guy for league minimum and ride him out for the next 6 years.
And who's the team you guys think you could see Bo Bichette potentially landing on somewhere, at the trade deadline in July?
This might sound a little crazy, but I think he would be a good pickup for the Pirates. They're struggling a little bit, but they want to give Paul Skeens a little bit of support, put maybe an all-star next to him in hopes that he'll stay once his rookie contract is over. I think Bo Bichette could make some noise in Pittsburgh.
Okay, I don't hate that. What about you guys?
A team for me, a team that is so rich right now, gonna get richer. The Los Angeles Dodgers. I know Mookie Betts, it's his second year out there, but if they can go get a guy like Bo Bichette and sign him long-term and really just put away and put to bed any issues at shortstop, I think I could see the Dodgers doing that. Trade a few of their top prospect starting pitchers. And
if the Dodgers get Bo Bichette, I may send a carefully worded letter to the MLB commissioner's office.
Hey, the rich get richer, so we'll see if that's the case here.
I would love to see what was going to be on that carefully written letter, but we don't have time for that. So
they don't need more. They have enough. Nothing is ever good enough for the Dodgers.
Moving on, Gavin, give us our second pick.
Second pick, former Dodger. We talked about the Dodgers. Kenley Jansen. He's a four-time All-Star, two-time Hoffman Reliever of the Year award. So he's a guy who's gonna probably get moved, a good reliever.
Biggie, what do you think about Kenley Jansen?
You got someone like Kenley Jansen. Low-key, if you're looking at Kenley Jansen, there's only three letters that describe him. D-O-W-G. Dog. Honestly, I think he'd be great on any team, but I'm going to send it back over to you guys.
Yeah, thank you. But I think dog is spelled D-A-W-G, or if you're actually spelling dog the right way, D-O-G.
That's not how Biggie spells it, but
okay. Yeah,
hey, you know what? We're a sports show, not a spelling contest. So I'll give Biggie the benefit of the doubt.
All right, we appreciate that. But Gavin, what do you got here?
So I know he is on the down tick of his career. 16 years in the big leagues. He has 452 saves. This is a guy in that pen who has experience and is really just quite good at locking it down at the end of the game. I know he's had some struggles. He had some struggles in his 2 years in Boston, but I think a contender could pick him up, maybe use him as more of a setup guy. Maybe our New York Yankees as a sleeper pick. I don't know.
hate it. I don't hate it at all. I mean, I think the Yankees, obviously the bullpen has some room for improvement. Fernando Cruz has been great. Luke Weaver's been great. Little concerns about Devin Williams that definitely needs to be addressed.
And that would help them alleviate those concerns, is having a guy like Kenley Jansen as the number 2 if Williams gets in a bad spot.
And to your point, Gavin, I mean, through 7 innings and 7 games this season, Kenley Jansen's yet to give up an earned run. I'm going to knock on wood because knowing my luck, he's going to give one up tonight or whenever the next time the Angels play. But Kenley Jansen would be a really solid pickup for any bullpen, but specifically the Yankees bullpen, who has struggled this season.
And obviously the Angels just, I feel like, never are in contention, so definitely could be sellers.
Hey, they've got Mike Trout back this season. They could
How long
make
is that
some
gonna
noise.
How many days?
Hey,
how many days?
They moved him to right field, so he's closer to the training room.
Yeah.
He was out there taking
like
early
that.
work the other day, out there with their third base coach taking early work. So got to give it to Mike Trout.
Yeah, all right, Gavin, our number 3 pick for the trade deadline predictions.
Going back to another reliever, Ryan Helsley, St. Louis Cardinals reliever. He's a one-time Hoffman Reliever of the Year award, 2-time All-Star, and he's appeared in 8 games this season, covering 8 innings, has a 2.25 ERA so far.
All right, Biggie, what do you got on Ryan Helsley?
You look at him, I feel like low-key, not much to be said about him, honestly. I feel
Biggie, the guy throws over 100.
So that's my. You got kids that are 19 throwing over 100.
I mean,
nowadays.
Biggie, he's entering his 7th season in the MLB. I mean, you have to be a somewhat decent MLB player to play 7 seasons in the league.
Only 7. I know a bunch of JUCO kids that can throw over 100 too.
Really?
but-
I would love to know what you
Biggie,
you're
who?
looking
He's
at.
just getting older. You just Jack Haskell
Mike
said it too.
Selena from the
Bonnie.
Bonnies throws 100.
We're talking
Is Mike
JUCO
Salino
kids.
JUCO? JUCO, no.
Just another kid that can throw 100.
Honestly, but he's entering his 7th year. He's getting old. He's gonna have to get out of there soon. But he's throwing 100.
Biggie, he's 30 years old.
Big, you're acting
So?
like
All
he's
right.
like a year away from
All
retirement.
right, we're moving away.
No,
Biggie.
you cut from him.
We're
Get
moving
it
away.
off of him.
No, Helsley, a guy who always really good, but I think the Cardinals, of course, they've been in contention here and there, but I think they're ultimately going to be sellers.
Going into this season, they already told them they are going to be sellers. So interested to see if they move a guy like Ryan Helsley, whose contract is up at the end of the year. So interested to see a team for me that stands out. Maybe a team on the edge. Arizona Diamondbacks. They need some relievers. They need some pitching. So they're in that Great West Conference with the Los Angeles Dodgers. But if they could sneak in as a wild card and stay there at the deadline, I would be interested to see.
And I know we just talked about, this is another guy that I think the Yankees could go out and get. They need a pitching depth. There's been a history of trades between the Cardinals and the Yankees, of course. Just had the most recent one, Jordan Montgomery and Harrison Bader trade back in 2022. So definitely something to keep an eye on for sure.
Something with me for the Yankees, though, is they need guys with options. They don't have a lot of guys in that bullpen with a lot of options. That's why you're seeing Adam Ottavino get DFA'd and keep coming back. They don't
Nobody
have a lot
wants
of
Adam
options.
Ottavino, to be fair.
Hey, New York Yankees do, and that's all that matters to them.
I don't hate the Yankees going after Ryan Helsley. I mean, reuniting with former teammate Paul Goldschmidt, currently the first baseman for the New York Yankees.
Also, Paul Goldschmidt, one of the hottest hitters in the MLB right now.
Oh, 100%.
What a pickup by the Yankees, but that's not the point. But yeah, you're to your point. But yeah, no, that'd be a good team up to get those guys back together. But I think he's got electric stuff, and he can throw 100 plus. And obviously it's common nowadays, but with his breaking ball stuff he has, he's really effective.
Apparently,
guys-
common to the point where it's at the JUCO level now.
Yeah, apparently.
Are you guys noticing a common theme with all of these pitchers that we're talking about? The Yankees need them.
Yes.
The Yankees need relief pitching.
Yes.
The Yankees need starting pitching. The Yankees need all of the pitching.
Yeah. All right. Moving away from the pitching talk, and we'll move on to our next guy, Gavin, who we got at 2.
Nolan Arenado sticking
Another
with the St.
Cardinals.
Louis Cardinals. And really, he's a guy who there was a lot of smoke this offseason about him potentially being moved. The Yankees were on him. The Red Sox, before signing Alex Bregman, were in on him. So, I mean, Arenado, what can you say about him? This guy is one of the best players in the league. 268 batting average this year, 2 home runs. But you look at the resume, and it gets even better. 10-time Gold Glove, 8-time All-Star, 6 years in a row of Platinum Glove, and a 5-time Silver Slugger award.
So where do we think Nolan Arenado could land?
That's tough because it feels like Nolan Arenado is on every single team's watch
every
list.
team wants to check
every
in
trade
on
deadline. Nolan Arenado It feels like he's been on the trade block for the last few trade deadlines now. But one team that I would look out for, the Toronto Blue Jays. They could use a third baseman. I think he would be a solid pickup, especially if they do lose Bo Bichette in the offseason or at the deadline. I could see Nolan Arenado making an impact in Toronto.
I think if Toronto stays in the chase enough, I could see them trying to add an impact bat and great defensive player like Nolan Arenado. A team, for me, that stands out, a team that was in on Alex Bregman this offseason, the Detroit Tigers.
Yeah.
Matt Vierling is their third baseman right now. It would be a major, major upgrade, especially if they're in the hunt for a playoff spot and they can give that push. I would love to see Arenado.
Of course, the Tigers made the postseason last year, actually knocked off the Astros, who a lot of people had is almost like the favorite out of the AL, and they knocked them off in 2 games. And the Tigers just doing great stuff. They got Gleyber Torres this offseason. And if they could upgrade at the third base position, it would be really solid for them.
Yeah, and a quick shout out to Spencer Torkelson on the Tigers,
Also,
too.
yeah.
Got sent down to AAA last season, former first overall pick. People were starting to give up on him, but he's been on a tear to start the season.
Like that. All right, and then rounding it out, our 5th player we got as a potential trade in the summer.
Sandy Alcantara. I mean, this is the premier guy at this deadline. If there's one big fish, it is Sandy Alcantara. I mean, the Marlins are already bracing for impact. They're already bracing for impact. They already are shutting him down. They're giving him an innings limit to make sure he's healthy at the deadline. So he's a guy. I mean, we talked about what teams we think each guy will go to. 29 teams would take this guy. 29 teams would trade for him.
I think any team that has the possibility of making the playoffs are making phone calls to the Marlins front office. I think this is a premier guy. You could add, and I know he obviously did not pitch great last season, but he's a guy, he walks in, he's easily a number 2 in any, or even an ace in any rotation.
And even into the start of this year, he has a 3.39 ERA over 17 1/3 innings. But you look at his 4 starts, the New York Mets, the Phillies, and the Nationals and Pirates. And the Nationals are a young team, but they have a pretty good offense still. And the Pirates, well, they're the Pirates.
Yeah.
I'm speaking directly to Aaron Boone and Brian Cashman right now. If there is only one move that you make this trade deadline, please let it be for Sandy Alcantara. Please.
I think the control room liked that one, Jack. To me, a team that I'm looking at staying in the AL East would be the Baltimore Orioles. They lost Corbin Burns in the offseason. They need some more premier pitching to match with that young core they have. I think they have the young talent and prospect pool to go get Sandy Alcantara from the Miami Marlins.
Yeah, definitely. I love that. And especially, I mean, to your point about the Yankees going out and maybe getting him. With the state of our pitching staff right now, this would be a premier move. And I mean, Alcantara easily be the number 2 in the rotation.
I have
behind Max Fried.
I have nightmares about the starting rotation.
Yeah, it's bad.
And if they could lock him back up in a future lineup with Cole, Max Fried, and Sandy Alcantara, that is one of the best 1-2-3 punch.
Monster.
Oh my!
And
not to mention
will
Luis
say,
Heel.
Yeah.
Luis Heel, and I'm gonna say it, Clark Schmidt or Carlos Rodon. Oh, those two. Rodon obviously pitched great today, and he has ace level stuff. That's what the Yankees went out and got him to be an ace, or really number 2 behind Cole. And he's shown flashes, but never consistent. So if the Yankees go out and get one of the best, honestly the best rotation in baseball.
Yeah,
Carlos Rodon is not a bad pitcher. He has just gotten very unlucky this season. And I think once he starts to get comfortable and get his confidence back, he can easily be our number 2 guy on the starting rotation.
And the thing about Rodon is he keeps you in ball games, and that's all you can really ask as a manager is allow your team to come back. He keeps them within a few runs, but yeah, he's been struggling, but hopefully he can turn around.
Yeah, and Biggie, your final thoughts on our 5 way too early MLB trade deadline predictions.
So final thoughts. You look at the first 4, what do you got? You got birds or flying mascots. You know what they're going to do? They're going to fly away and be on different teams. Also, like you guys said, Sandy Alcantara, I could definitely see him landing on the Yankees. I mean, Yankees need it bad, honestly. But again, what Jack Haskell said, Carlos Rodon, I feel like he is not a bad pitcher. He's a great pitcher. Just again, he's gotten unlucky with what cards he's been dealt, and I could just definitely see him playing an even bigger role without Garrett Cole this year. I could see him playing a bigger role in basically the entire pitching. So.
Nice.
Thank you, Biggie.
Thanks, Biggie. Hey, we appreciate it.
No problem.
Hey, guys. Well, stay tuned here on Our Thoughts. We got a mega show planned today. Biggie and I are actually going to hop on the side set after a short break. We're going to do a little MLB Ballpark food draft. I'm looking forward to it. But nonetheless, guys, appreciate you joining. We're going to cut the break, but stay with us. More to come here on Afterthoughts.
NBA Would You Rather.
Oh boy, this is gonna get bad for me.
NBA Would You Rather Kevin Durant edition.
Okay. This is gonna go down south really bad.
Jaylen Brown.
So would I rather have Jaylen Brown or Kevin Durant?
Yep, just say the name.
I mean, I'm probably gonna say Kevin Durant as long as he stays healthy. That's the only thing. That's the only reason I wouldn't pick him.
Yeah, I think for me, yes, Jaylen Brown is younger. Maybe in 5 years we're like, oh, this was Kevin Durant's last good season.
Yeah.
Then this would look really bad to pick like Jaylen Brown, but I think Kevin Durant is still the picker.
Yeah.
All right, Kawhi Leonard.
Kevin Durant. I mean, out of the two, neither of them can stay on the court, but I still think Durant's a better player.
Depends on the team, because if you need a little more, I don't know. Kevin Durant's not even a bad defender either. Kevin Durant. I'll take Kevin Durant.
Jason Tatum.
Nah, give me Jason Tatum. Come on, bro. I know Kevin Durant has done more, but he's younger. And honestly, if we don't see Jason Tatum on a team like the Celtics, he could be, maybe this is wild, could be winning MVPs, to be completely honest.
That's not wild.
What?
Jason Tatum.
You're thinking here.
I know. I mean, Tatum's a great player. Kevin Durant's a great player, probably a future Hall of Famer, maybe. Tatum wins championships. Give me Jason Tatum.
Okay.
Tatum's proven winner.
So is KD.
So is KD.
But look at the team he won on.
You could almost say that for both of them.
I feel but Tatum was the top of that team.
I
guess Kevin Durant was too.
Tatum didn't win Finals MVP. Jaylen Brown did.
That is true. That is valid as well.
I still want Jason Tatum. He's way younger.
I'll take Tatum though. Still.
LeBron James.
Oh, this one's interesting, man. Right now, currently, LeBron.
Really?
All right.
Yes.
Okay.
He's better.
LeBron makes everybody else around him better. You play with LeBron, you're just instantly better. I feel like that's a fair thing to say.
That's a good assessment.
No, I just wanted to know your thinking behind it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just give me LeBron.
This might be closer than you think. Jaren Jackson Jr.
I'll defer to you first.
Or it's Kevin Durant still, right? KD.
All right, guys, we are back here on Afterthoughts. Ryan Lombardi alongside Biggie Cheese and Biggie. We got a good draft coming up. Best foods to eat at a baseball game. A little ballpark food action. I'm gonna take the first pick, snake draft. We're gonna take our top 5, and then we're gonna let you guys vote on our Instagram after this. All right, so with my first pick, it's a staple. You go to the stadium. This is what you're always gonna get. My personal favorite. Give me chicken fingers. And right there, you got the Yankee Stadium chicken bucket. You get about 8 tenders, a pound of fries. It's electric. Biggie, what do you think about my chicken fingers pick?
Dude, I'm going to say it. Chicken fingers are overrated. I just don't see them, being that high up on the draft. There's a lot of options, and one that you definitely missed. So with my pick, this was a childhood favorite of mine. I loved these when I was growing up. I love these. I actually wanted to become one of these when I was a kid. I wanted to work at a stadium. I wanted to yell this. Hey, hot dog. Hot dog here. Get your hot dogs. That was my dream job when I was a kid.
That's a great pick. That's a solid pick.
You go to a baseball game, and what do you get? You get a hot dog. You always get a hot dog. And then with my second pick, it's literally in the song, Buy me some peanuts and what? Cracker Jacks, baby. Cracker Jacks is another staple food that you go to the ballpark and that you get and you eat there, and you're like, you know what? I want another one.
That's a solid pick. It's in the song. You sing it every seventh inning at a baseball game. That's a great pick. All right, I'm with my second pick. I'm going, this is also a staple. I'm sure you probably have these in your house. Give me the ice cream helmet. You get the team logo on the helmet. You get some soft serve ice cream loaded up with stuff. It's a solid pick. You need it after the chicken fingers. You have the chicken fingers, then you got to get the ice cream for dessert. And that's my pick.
Yeah, I got to say, that's a very great pick. I'm kind of sad.
That might be the steal of the draft. I'm being completely honest.
Yeah, that's just definitely the steal
the fact that you took Cracker Jacks over the ice cream helmet, embarrassing.
Yeah.
And then this pick, my third pick, you get the chicken fingers. You're feeling a little thirsty. You got to get the souvenir soda. Yeah. The souvenir soda is exactly where it's at. You fill it up with Pepsi, Sprite. Well, it's really like Starry. I think it's the big one with
Starry,
Pepsi at a lot of the stadiums. But you get a little cup too. You bring it home, and that's your cup to have at home. Souvenir soda, that's where it's at.
Yeah, and that's honestly a great pick. You got the full course meal right there. You got the drink, you got the main dish right there, and then you got dessert.
The ice cream helmet.
See, but with the main dish dessert, you're forgetting one thing. And I would know this is because I'm from Chicago. Give me pizza, baby. Let's go. You got Will Ferrell, the GOAT, eating the most delicious pizza from Chicago right there. I would know because I'm from the city, though. No, I feel like pizza is just an all-around great food. Even if you're not at a baseball game, you're
Right.
still, like, today, I was like, you know what I could go for? Little Caesars Pizza. Love that stuff.
That's
bro.
Detroit, though. I thought that was your Detroit style Little Caesars pizza, right?
Your turn. Wait. No, it's my. Is it? Whose turn is it?
It's your turn.
My turn?
Yeah, you got back to back here.
Back to back. You know what? Back to back. Give me cheese fries.
That's a good pick.
That was another maybe steal
I
the
can't believe
draft.
it fell that late.
Yeah, I mean, there is bigger.
I think
contenders
Cracker
over
Jack
it.
said too it was your big mistake, but I think you're having a great draft right now, Piggy.
Yeah, cheese fries. Even if you don't like go to a stadium again, you can always just get the fries. Put the fries in the bag, Jack Haskell. You got the cheese fries. You got the cheese fries and a little, fries with a little bit of cheese.
Yeah, I like it. I like
Fry
it.
the cheese.
All right, I think it's back to me now. This also another staple at a baseball game. You get the main course. You need a little bridge before dessert. Give me the soft pretzel. Get a little cheese dipping sauce or mustard on
That's a
that,
good one, yeah.
and the soft pretzel where it's at.
Yep.
And then rounding out for my fifth pick, this could be an impulse buy. You're sitting in your chair. You need something sugary. Give me cotton candy.
Yeah.
They got the vendors walking around at the big things, hold them up.
Yeah.
Get a little cotton candy, a little blue and pink, and you're ready to go.
No, I 100% agree. Low key, like if I can feel my blood pressure, my blood sugar getting a little low, you know what I mean? I always go for the cotton candy, or maybe something like Twix, Sour Patch Kids, Starburst,
Love
something
it.
like that.
Yeah. All right, your last pick, Biggie.
To finish out the round, the one thing that is always at stadiums: football, baseball, basketball, you name it, these things are there, and they're super, super, super delicious. Actually, at my dad's restaurant, not to get off on a tangent, my dad's restaurant, I make these. Give me nachos.
That's solid.
Yeah, it's beyond
I
solid.
like this one. A little Yankee helmet of nachos. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Let's go
Get a little
Yankees.
souvenir too.
Yeah, but honestly, even without the souvenir, they're still going to be delicious and delectable.
Yeah.
So
I like it. That's a great five there. I think mine's a little more. You got appetizer, dinner, dessert,
yeah,
kind of thing going there.
Yeah, but like you give this to a kid, and the kid's gonna have their sugar crash because they're gonna eat the chicken fingers, eat the salt pretzel, then drink the soda, and then they're gonna be like, "Mom, I want the cotton candy and the ice cream helmet." And then this is gonna be them running up and down the stadium, just like up and down the steps.
No,
with a
not
sugar
the cotton
crash.
candy's delivered to you. Come on, I got you there. All right,
Okay.
Piggy. Well, I appreciate you
Okay.
joining us for the draft. All right, more to come here on Afterthoughts. We're going to send it back to the desk. We'll see you guys after this.
Today, we're rebuilding the Phoenix Suns in 2K25. Yesterday, they were eliminated from playoff contention by the Oklahoma City Thunder, and we're going to build around Devin Booker today. I don't know if we're going to keep KD, but let's get into it. Oh, man, rebuilding my Suns. When you look at the roster, I mean, you got guys like Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal, making $50 million. I mean, I think he's probably going to be the first guy I move. Not really sure if I'm going to keep KD. I want to keep him for one more season and kind of see how that goes. I want to build around Book. Book is the guy. I mean, you look at his numbers across his entire career. He's that dude. So we're going to try to rebuild around him and keep him around. And hopefully we can bring him a championship to Phoenix. Now, I know the goal is to win a championship. But I would honestly be happy just this team making the playoffs next year. That's how bad they are. So let's just kind of go through the regular season. I'm not really sure if I'm going to move Durant or not, if I'm going to keep him for 2 years, the rest of his contract, or if I'm going to move him before his contract expires. But Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, MVP, kind of expected. Stephon Castle, Rookie of the Year, of course. Sixth Man of the Year, Nas Reed. Dyson Daniels, Defensive Player of the Year. That is new. Love to see that. I mean, he was averaging like 4 steals a game at one point in the season, so that's crazy. Christian Brown, most improved player. Okay. Trae Young, clutch player of the year. Mike Dagan. All right, you get the gist. All-NBA first team. Any All-NBA guys from the Suns? No, oh, Devin Booker, All-NBA third team. No Kevin Durant. Interesting. So the West, the OKC Thunder are at the 1 seed, and Cleveland is the 1 seed over in the East. Memphis and Golden State make it out of the play-in. All right. Let's see how... Okay. That's pretty cool. That's cool to see. The Hawks and the Magic make it out of the East in the play-in. Wow. The Warriors and the Pacers in the championship. That's crazy. I mean, this will not happen in real life. The Golden State Warriors win the championship this year. Wow. That is something. Curry averaged 36 a game. Holy. Player retirements, Chris Paul, no. I'm just going to not let any of these guys retire. Okay, so what's interesting about the Suns is they were horrible this season, right? I mean, everybody saw that. But they don't even have their own first-round pick. The Houston Rockets.
Back here on Afterthoughts, James Derrick, Austin Townley. We're going to do a little NBA segment. We're joined by our good friend Jude the Dude. And Jude put together... Jude, just explain what you put together for us.
So basically, we're going to guess the NBA playoff teams based off of their points per game average in the regular season. And let's see if they know ball.
I mean, hey, we don't have Jack Haskell here. Sorry, that was a stretch.
Oh, man, dude.
This show. What is
I'm sorry.
What did he do?
First, put the
He
fries.
really didn't do anything.
First, it's put the fries in the bag, Jack Haskell. Now you're telling him he doesn't know
it was
ball.
really... Biggie put it in my
Jack.
head to do it. And
Jack, you're just getting... Poor guy.
Yeah.
To be fair, Jack's mom did flame him on the Instagram Live before the show started.
Oh, so then it's okay
Yeah,
then.
about not knowing
It's
ball.
okay.
So...
I mean...
I feel like it's okay. I was doing it in honor of Jack.
I feel bad, but if his mom
Mrs.
said
Haskell.
so. If
Yeah.
his mom said so.
Yeah. All right, let's kick into the segment. Jude, our first team.
All right, so this first team, not really great backcourt play in terms of points per game, both under double digits. However, both forwards are very much in the scorers column, both averaging nearly, one is 27 by the power forward, 24 by the small. And then the center, similar, not really a lot of points to come by, but, a lot of consistency in terms of role players, but really strong forward play.
Austin, let's talk about it. Who do we think some of the players are?
I think I know exactly what team this is. I think...
Give me a player or two that you think.
Well, I think the small forward is Franz Wagner and the power forward is Paolo Banchero. Give me the Orlando Magic.
Is it the Orlando Magic, Jude?
It is the Orlando Magic.
Nice. Good
Come
job,
on, man.
That was almost a little warm up round.
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
you will.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
That jumped out
Yeah,
to me. The
that
small
was-
forward and power forward averaging over 25. I mean, that's just something that the Magic have relied on pretty much the entire season. They're trying to rely on it in the postseason. They draw the Celtics. It's not going to work very well for them, but I think they got a great young core, and those two players are a big part of it.
Yeah. I mean, Jalen Suggs being out in the playoffs, that kills them. That is a big loss. He's their best perimeter defender by far on that team. And he's also good when it comes to distributing the ball, creating offense. So I think that is where they struggle when it comes to this playoff. But let's...
I will say the Magic are only down 3 at half to the Celtics.
No Jason
in
Tatum.
TD Garden.
No Jason Tatum tonight.
And
they did play him close in game 1 as well.
Just saying they were up by 3, I believe, at half of game 1.
Yeah.
So,
true.
I'm not sure.
Just
how
throwing
much
it out
that
there.
matters, but sure.
All right, Jude, our second team.
All right, so this next team, obviously, complete opposite, whereas they have a shooting guard nearly averaging almost 28 points a game, power forward a little lower than the last one, averaging a nice 19 points a game, center and small forward double-digit scores, 12, and then the point guard only averaging 8 points. But let's see if they know this one, guys.
I don't know it.
I think I know it.
You think
Just
you know
give me.
I think the shooting guard is Tyler Hero.
Is he really up at 27.6?
I was thinking- I don't know if he's at
27,
I don't think
though.
he's
I don't know
up
if he's
there.
at- I think
was
he's at like
thinking the Heat, but
24,
I think
though.
that's too high.
I think it is too high. I don't know, maybe.
Because the power forward spot, that could be Bam averaging 18. Remember,
could see
Tyler
that.
Hero ended the year averaging like 35 in the last 7 games.
That is true. How much did his points per game average go up in those last couple weeks of the season? That's what I'm not really sure about. Because Tyler Hero,
Yeah, I know, that's
We've done
tricky.
some player comparisons
That's
before,
so
some
tricky.
blind stat rankings, if you will. All right?
Yeah.
And Tyler Hero has numbers that match up to Donovan Mitchell even, right? We did a comparison. I think Tyler Hero even averages more points per game.
What other players do we think that shooting guard position could be at 27.6 points per game?
Oh man, I'm just trying to think shooting guard. Like, is there a shooting guard that's like technically a shooting guard but more of a point guard? Maybe.
It's
I'm
not
trying-
like I mean. It's not like the Clippers, right? Like,
Oh,
no, but I think
you know who that could?
Harden,
Wait, time out.
But
That might
Harden
be
would be
Anthony
averaging-
Edwards.
Oh,
It might be
yes.
Anthony Edwards and the Minnesota Timberwolves.
And that's Randall at 18.7.
I think I gotta lock it in. Give me the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Yeah.
Anthony Edwards.
Oh, there we go.
That took a while. I thought maybe we would have stumped you there because, like you said, Tyler Hero's having a phenomenal season this year. And same thing with Bam. You know, he does sometimes plays the center, maybe the power forward sometimes, but this is the Minnesota Timberwolves.
I only thought the Clippers because Kawhi, but
yeah, I mean, no one else matches up there.
Yeah.
But
I wasn't even thinking about the Timberwolves when I saw that, which is crazy because
the Heat came to mind. You know, the 18.7
the Heat
for
came
the
to mind
power
for me
forward.
right away. Yeah.
The 18.7 for the power forward really threw me off. But I guess you can say, I mean, Randall and Adebayo are having eerily similar years. So, I mean, it's kind of splitting hairs with those two. But then again, you know, Hero isn't averaging quite 27.6 points per game.
Yeah, I mean the T-Wolves, so they're putting it together against the Lakers. They beat them in Game 1 by a good margin. They went off. I mean, they played really well all together, but then obviously lost to the Lakers last night.
Yeah,
that's a good series. It's brilliant.
It is a good series, and the Lakers, I think they figured out Julius Randle's going left every single time he touches the ball. I mean, I don't think I saw Randle go right one time. So they found a way to guard Randle around the perimeter. You know, force him to go right. Maybe try to avoid him going left. But then again, they're hogging him in the paint whenever he does driving it to the left hand.
And I will say, Jaden McDaniels had a game on what was it? They played Sunday, Saturday.
Yeah.
They played Saturday, and he did not play as well last night.
Well, that's when you rely on your role players. I mean, the type of defense that LA plays, they like to take the ball out of the main guy's hands. They want him to distribute the ball. Anthony Edwards, of course, is what we're talking about.
Yeah.
And he did do that in Game 1, and his role players picked him up. It's how many times in a 7-game series can they pick him up, though? I think that's what we're going to find out.
Yeah.
For me, the Lakers haven't impressed me so far. They don't seem like a championship caliber team so far this playoffs.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
All right, Julian, our next team we got what? 20.2 points at the shooting guard, 28.2 points at the point guard. The shooting forward has 13.1. Who do we think this is, guys?
What in the world?
Man, okay, so a lot of
I don't
scores. I think we were very close to it earlier in the show. But then again, that center's throwing me off. We touched the Clippers a couple times. We know Zubac is averaging damn near 20 for the Clippers. So
I know who this
one's-
is.
You have an
I do
idea?
know.
What
You know why those averages
break
are
it down, break
those
it down.
averages are crazy because Luka Doncic got traded to the Los Angeles Lakers halfway through the year, so his
my
numbers were
God.
up from Dallas. That power forward spot is LeBron James, and then Austin Reeves. When LeBron was out for that significant period of time, he raised his scoring to 20 points per game. That has to be the Lakers. There's no
I
way it's
agree with
anyone
that. I
else.
think it's the Lakers.
Yeah, without a doubt.
But,
I saw the 24.4, and I should have known because LeBron messed up his 25 plus.
Yeah, he did. That's
every
right.
season.
How many seasons was that?
I don't know. If I had the stat, I'd tell you, but I didn't prepare for that. But still, 24 point. He just missed it.
I think it was 21 seasons of averaging 25 plus points per game, and it ended this season because of Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves picking up the scoring. I was stumped when I first saw that. I was really stumped, but it all makes sense because Luka got traded halfway through the year. His average stay. So give me the Los Angeles Lakers.
And Jude, did we get that right?
You guys did get this right. Like you said,
Very inflated scoring from Luka Doncic. I mean, coming right, like he only played going into the Lakers 20 games. Obviously injuring himself in Christmas. Austin Reeves, is he a part of this big three? And obviously LeBron James. And you know what they say? OKC, UFC, KFC, Lambo.
Lakers and 5.
Lakers and 5.
All right, and moving on. What does our next team look like?
Next one is a little different where they're very heavy on their point guard play, nearly averaging 25 points a game. Small forward averaging nearly 18 points. Both big men are almost at double digits, and then they have a shooting guard averaging 12 points a game. This one's a little trickier than the other one, so let's see if they get this one.
I think I know this one maybe.
I don't know.
think
I'm
I
trying to
have.
think.
I'm down to a couple teams. This actually could be a lot of teams, though.
I'm trying to
that's
look
the
over
problem.
there. It's not the Bucks.
I know this team.
Is it the
No,
Bucks?
I know this.
No, it's not
Okay.
the Bucks. Giannis's numbers would pop out.
I know.
Yeah.
I think here. Let me tell you what I'm between here
I was
right
thinking
now.
Dame.
I'm between. It could be the Pacers. I'm thinking
Pacers,
possibly
yeah.
because they have a lot of role players, but I don't think that's it. I think Siakam is averaging a little bit more, and he's I mean, is he technically a small forward? I don't know. I think he's
Oh,
averaging more than
he's more than
17 and a half.
Yep. I know exactly who this is.
I think this also could be the Grizzlies, possibly. Austin?
That point guard is Stephen Curry. That 3 is Jimmy Butler.
Oh, yeah.
That is the
Why
Golden
would I even
State
think the
Warriors,
Grizzlies?
man. Give me the Warriors,
I don't know
Jude.
why I didn't pick up on that.
Recent?
Was it the Warriors?
It is the Golden State Warriors, and this is the first time an underdog is favored to win against a 2 seed since the Lakers back in 2021, when they were the 7 seed going against the Phoenix Suns, and the Phoenix Suns will go on to go to the NBA Finals and lose to the Milwaukee Bucks.
Austin, before you go off on a tangent that the Houston Rockets are going to be a first-round exit, they got probably one of the worst straws you can get. To have to go up against the Warriors, who did not play their best basketball until the end of the season. They got hot at the right time and made that playoff push when they went out and got Jimmy Butler. I don't think the Rockets, if the Rockets played another team, maybe if the Rockets played the Grizzlies, they'd probably move on from the first round. But I think because they're playing the Warriors, that's why the Warriors were favored in the series.
Well, let me say this. It was going to be Golden State, it was going to be the Clippers, or it was going to be the Timberwolves. Those 3 teams annihilate the Rockets.
Yeah, I mean, it came down to the final day of the regular season, and I think the Timberwolves ended up playing the Jazz or something like that, and Anthony Edwards had 40-plus points. So, I mean, you can pretty much bet on that. But I will have to agree. If it happened to be the Timberwolves, I think the Timberwolves could have bounced the Rockets. I mean, think about how well they're playing against the Lakers right now.
That's fair.
And then the Clippers, of course. I mean,
I think that's matchup-oriented, though, with how good they're playing against the Lakers.
Possibly, but think about how this Clippers-Nuggets series has looked. Have you not been at least somewhat confident that either of those teams can win the championship?
Yes.
So I don't think they match up well with the Rockets, regardless of who ended up being the 7th seed.
I literally get chills talking about this Nuggets-Clippers series because it feels like I'm watching the NBA Finals when I'm watching that series. So.
And Jude, we got another one?
We have one more left.
All right.
And this one, very balanced scoring the whole way around. You have the point guard averaging nearly 33 points a game, small forward nearly 22, both big men averaging comfortably double digits, 115, 111, and shooting guard, with a nice 10. We got to get a little bit of scoring from the shooting guard as well. So what do you guys think?
I think this one, Austin said he knows it off the bat.
I mean, I know it too. You could almost guess it just from the point
guard alone.
No, well, the hair on the silhouette of the small forward.
Go back to it.
Go back to the silhouette.
The hair on the silhouette of the small forward. I'm not sure how well you can see it.
The point guard number bounces
Well, yes,
comes out to you right away. I mean, he's the leading NBA scorer.
Yeah, I think James was going with that is clearly J-Dub. Oh, that's the Oklahoma City Thunder. Shea is the only player in the league averaging like 33 points per game. So that was a gimme. And also that silhouette, dude. That is literally J-Dub.
Yeah, give it away.
That's
Dude,
awesome.
that was great. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
We appreciate it.
Yeah, bro.
All right, guys, really quick to wrap it up before we cut to break here. Just our overall thoughts on the playoffs so far. I think it's been really exciting for at least half the series. I think some of them we could do without. Of course, the Thunder blew out the Grizzlies by 50 points on, I think, Saturday. And then even last night, they won by another 20-something points. So that series I could have done without. But some of the other ones, like Clippers, Nuggets, has been really entertaining.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just rattle off a couple that are really close, and I know everyone's been watching: Lakers, Timberwolves, Clippers, Nuggets, Knicks, Pistons. Those are the matchups that everyone wants to talk about and look at and watch. For Lakers, Timberwolves, I think the Lakers are proving to me they might not be, a championship level team. I think the Clippers Nuggets series, one of those teams could go on to win the championship.
I like
and
that
think
take, though.
Knicks, Pistons. The Pistons are a lot closer than a lot of people think, and I think people are going to start riding that wave as we go into Detroit.
It's going to be an exciting one, too, because Detroit, as Austin said last week, has not had a playoff game there in several years. And I think the energy that Detroit's going to bring, and of course, I mean, even just from football, the Detroit Lions have made they made a big splash in the NFL playoffs the last 2 years. So I think Detroit's ready to finally have a playoff series in their arena. Yeah,
I want to say 2 things. I think and I believe the winner of the Nuggets and the Clippers series is going to win the NBA Finals. I'm watching that series. I'm seeing Kawhi Leonard play the best basketball of his life right now. Better than Toronto, better than San Antonio. He is moving different. He's sizing people up and stepping back from 3.
Yeah.
Kawhi Leonard does not do that. He's doing that now. James Harden is playing at that All-NBA level. Zubac is playing incredible, especially since he's guarding Nikola Jokic. And again, on the other side of things, Nikola Jokic he's the best player in the world.
Yeah.
He has been for years. And you've got Jamal Murray stepping up in the playoffs. Michael Porter Jr., you're a little checked out. But I think he figured it out in Game 2. He's had some off-the-court issues going on, and I think Christian Braun is going to be that key factor if the Nuggets end up winning the ring this year.
Yeah.
And the other thing, like you said, Detroit basketball is back. They were winning majority of the game 1 in New York. They blew it. The Knicks came back, and they ended up winning that game, but in game 2, you saw Cade Cunningham be 10 times more aggressive than he was in game 1. He had an incredible game, and he led them to victory.
It really feels like this series for the Knicks, it's like one wrong move, and it's almost over. Like, I don't know why. It just feels like the Knicks have to do so much to win this series.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it is if you watch those games, you notice that some of their possessions just come down to Jalen Brunson foul baiting. Getting to the line. I think he was fouled on a couple threes in that game, and I don't love to watch that. But if it's what's going to work, then it's what's going to have to work. But I don't think that's sustainable in a 7-game series.
No. Definitely not. And the way Brunson shot, he kind of shot the Knicks out of that game. I think it was Monday night. I think he missed like 4 straight threes on each possession, and he just shot them out of the game.
And Cat wasn't just
shooting.
not there.
He
was
falls
basically
asleep in
doing
the
cardio.
playoffs. It happens every year.
I had written in my notes something about Kyle Kuzma. He's playing the playoffs. He's just out there doing cardio.
Yeah.
He's just running. I know
Yeah,
we're
for
not
the
talking about
Bucks.
that series. I'm sorry, but you're just doing cardio. Why
right,
did you
guys.
trade for? I don't know.
More to come here on After Thoughts. We are going to tune in a little NFL draft segment because the NFL draft is tomorrow in Green Bay. So looking forward to that. Stay with us here on Afterthoughts. Okay.
That was fun. That was awesome.
Yeah, good. Dude, that was a good segment.
That was
I
awesome.
enjoyed it.
Jude, I like.
At least for now, I think we can start. We can talk about these picks a little bit and why. Let's start with the Bears at 1. I have them staying, taking Caleb Williams, just doubling down on the pick they took. I think he could develop into something really great if they give him this O-line that they just got in free agency. I think they may as well just stick with Caleb Williams. I know Jaden Daniels played better this year, but what can you say?
Yeah, I to be a little different, I took Jaden Daniels with the number 1 for the
And
Bears.
it's respectable. It is.
I think there's a definite possibility that Dan Quinn was a strong reason for Jaden Daniels' success on the Commanders, and there's a chance he might not see as much success for the Bears.
Right.
And maybe Caleb Williams could flip into that spot, but I don't know. Jaden Daniels obviously had the better year. I think if you just want to go off of who had the better year, it's
that's
Jaden
what I've been
Daniels.
doing for a lot of the players. I guess I'm going a little bit on like their ceiling, how good they can be in the future.
Caleb Williams definitely has a very high ceiling. Definitely.
I mean, not that Jaden Daniels doesn't. I just think in the scheme that it is, I think either way, whether Caleb Williams goes to the Commanders or Jaden Daniels goes to the Bears, I think it is what it is. Like it could go either way.
Honestly, there's a strong chance that the owner of both teams, given what they know now, would still double down with what they've got anyways. So.
And then I'll take Jaden Daniels at 2. I mean, it's not much of a redraft yet. So.
Yeah, and same thing. I'm gonna go Caleb Williams at 2 for the Commanders.
We just talked about it. Not much more to say there. I mean, obviously, Jaden Daniels just fits so well in this Commander scheme. It'd be interesting to see what would have happened, but I don't think either team would ever go back on their picks. But I do think the Patriots go a separate way here. I do think, just based on success, I think the Patriots go with Bo Nix here at 3 over Drake May.
I think if you were at like a press conference and you asked, the Patriots if they would change anything about their quarterback situation, they'd be, they'd give the political answer. They'd say, "Oh, we're happy with Drake May, everything."
Yeah,
but
I mean they should be, but still.
They have Bo Nix posters up in their bedrooms.
Yeah.
Okay, they wish they had picked Bo Nix for sure.
Back here on Afterthoughts, time for our NFL draft speed run, mock draft speed run. I got Noel Randall and Ryan Adio alongside of me. Guys, I'm looking forward to this. I know you guys made this draft. I'm just kind of here for this segment. It's really up to you guys, but I think we can all agree these first 5 picks, you can't really go wrong with.
Yeah.
And Ryan, you want to read off those first 5 picks for
These
us?
top 5 picks, I feel like they're very set in stone. All right, Cam Ward to the Titans. That feels like a lock. They said they're making their pick. It's going to be him. Travis Hunter to the Browns feels more and more like that's going to be their pick every day. Abdul Carter to the Giants. They love their defensive line. He's the best one on the board, obviously. Will Campbell to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Will Campbell to the New England Patriots. And then Mason Graham to the Jacksonville Jaguars. I got a little bit ahead of myself there. But those 5 feel really very, very set in stone. Like if those change, I would be very
I'd be
surprised.
shocked. I'd be shocked. And I think Cam Ward, everyone has him rated as the best quarterback in the draft. Pretty simple. I'm surprised the Titans are opting to draft him. My take, really, not spend too much time on this, but Cam Ward, I don't think he's your Super Bowl caliber quarterback. He's going to turn the franchise around. I think they have other needs that they should probably address with this first pick before drafting a quarterback.
Maybe like a Kyler Murray pick. I mean, he was first overall. That's kind of where I see that.
I agree with that.
I see it as a little bit higher floor, Kyler Murray, because
And then Noah, what do you guys think? What's going to happen with the 6th round?
You've got the Raiders.
Well,
I got the Raiders. These, this is one of my least favorite teams in the National Football League.
Why are we wearing it?
Because it's one of the only NFL quarter zips I have.
Okay.
Wanted to look a little.
Thank you for dressing up.
Yes,
I
didn't want to.
it.
I didn't. My Bills stuff is at home, so. Okay. But at 6, the Raiders. They could go Ashton Genty. A lot of teams have them going a lot of mock drafts have them going Ashton Genty. But you could see them go someone like Armand Membu. You could see them going Tet McMillan, really go heavy on the pass attack. Or you could see them kind of try to rebuild their defense. Corner is a big need for them. Will Johnson still on the board, so it's interesting to see what they'll do at 6.
I think Will Johnson, highly regarded as the best corner
100%.
in the draft. I'm very much on board for that. Michigan guy, but 7th pick.
Well, actually, Genty, I want to talk about a little.
Okay.
The top prospect. Does he go this early? I mean, running backs, it's so scarce nowadays. It's so hard. He could even go 4, 5. I know a lot of, I think the favorite right now is to go to the Jaguars, which I just can't see happening.
Me either.
I think he falls farther than people are thinking. And it's not 7. Obviously, the Jets, they have their running back. They do need a tight end here. I think they go Tyler Warren from Penn State. He was insane this year, playing every position on the board. He even played QB a few snaps. And I think last year they went with Olu Fashanu over Brock Bowers at that 10-11 spot, I believe. And I think they just don't want to do that this year. They got to go with their tight end. And
they need to build offense around Justin Fields, too.
And giving Justin Fields a big, soft set of hands like that. And mark my words, Tyler Warren will be the next Gronk, I think. He is insane. He is a dog.
I have another guy I think who could be regarded as one of the best tight ends, but we'll get to him later. I think he is in this draft. Going at 8.
I think this is my turn.
Yes,
the
your turn.
Panthers, not the Cleveland Panthers, the Carolina Panthers, wrong city. But they have a ton of needs. They just re-signed J.C. Horn, so corner isn't one of them. So if Will Johnson's here, they're probably not going to go Will Johnson here. Not that high of a pick for a corner, too.
Right.
So they've reportedly been interested in trading back. They have said a couple times they're definitely open to hearing offers for 8, but for the purposes of our mock draft speed run, we'll have them go Jalen Walker out of Georgia.
I think this is a trade back. I think they 100% are out of this pick.
I think so.
Like you said, way too many needs, and none of them can get addressed at 8. But at 9, you've got the Saints, same division. This is so tough. This is such a tough pick because I just don't think they let Shedeur Sanders walk by them. I think they have to take him here. I think they have to. I know you disagree with me. I know they just got rid of Marshawn Lattimore. They got rid of Paulson Adebo. They could go Will Johnson, but Shedeur Sanders feels like the right pick. Derek Carr just got hurt again. He's going to be out for most of the season. They can't just let this guy walk past them. He's not getting out of the top 10 regardless, I think.
I'm in the same boat with Shedeur Sanders as you are with Cam Ward. I just don't think he's the franchise turning around quarterback. And for a team that is as deep in cap trouble as the New Orleans Saints are and have been historically, I think they would rather take a quarterback later and like maybe in the 3rd round. Maybe you get a guy like Kyle McCord or Will Howard even. Maybe take a chance on him. If he works, great. If he doesn't work, great. You can go take Arch Manning next year.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you could say that with most of the teams here, but the Saints, I would love if they took Shedeur Sanders. I told you this yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't hate it. It would be
fan.
really funny.
Especially as a
they
Falcons
would
fan,
pick
it'd be
him,
really,
too. They would definitely pick him.
All right, and then with the 10th pick, what are the Bears going to do?
Oh, come on, this is easy.
Yeah. If the Bears are at 10 and Ashton Genty falls to them, they are sprinting up to selection square. They are slamming that card on the desk.
Yeah.
They are like, they set themselves up for the future. But realistically, Ashton Genty, I mean, he could fall, but
I haven't fallen. I think he will.
He might fall, but if he doesn't, if let's say the Raiders take him, Calvin Banks, I think, is the perfect pick for the Bears in that scenario to really complete.
They need to build like an O-line around Caleb Williams. We saw how much Caleb Williams is under pressure.
Emphasis.
Guy's got legit arm talent, and if they can give him some time back there, we know what he can do with it.
Yeah. I think they've made it their point to do that this offseason. Why not keep doing it?
Yeah, I think the Niners, I mean, a lot of going around. I heard the George Kittle rumors.
Man,
And my take on the Niners, they were so high and they just keep falling. At what point do they turn around and have to be in real rebuild mode with the 49ers? So this could be an interesting pick for them.
100% this year. This is their rebuilding year. The window's closed. They've gotten rid of pretty much everyone that's good on their team.
Yeah.
And one of those really outstanding players for them was Charvarius Ward. He's now on the Indianapolis Colts. So they have to go with a corner here, I think.
Yeah.
If Will Johnson is still there, it's an easy pick. It's a no-brainer, actually.
And then it brings us to the Cowboys, and this is going to be an interesting one. I am a Cowboys fan. Rumor has it Jerry Jones wants to trade our pick away, either move up or down. We don't know which. I'm scared. I'm scared. That's the
I'm
bottom
scared
line.
for you guys because
We might trade up to get Genty and trade away Micah Parsons in doing so.
I saw that.
I really think there is some bad moves we might make to really force a pick, and I think you said it best. We're going to trade up to take a guy that could have fallen to 28.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. They're gonna trade up to like 4 and take Ted McMillan.
Yeah.
Who's gonna be there when they pick anyway? I think.
Yeah. But who do you guys have for the sake of this draft?
Again, Ted McMillan feels like a really good pick. Even Matthew Golden would be a really good pick for them. I think wide receiver, it's not weak, but they definitely need some guys. But I really, for some reason, I have my eye on defensive tackle Shamar Stewart from Texas A&M. Big, athletic, freak of nature. He's got a 9.99 athletic score.
Wow.
Unbelievable stuff, but 3 sacks over the last 2 years.
Yeah.
That's really scary. But he's from A&M. That's close to Dallas.
Yeah.
That could end up being their pick.
I could see that, especially since they have Micah Parsons. They necessarily don't need a world eater on the other side. They just need somebody that can, kind of put some added pressure on that offensive line.
Yeah.
But I think, honestly, as much as I think if Tet McMillan is here, I think that is the pick. Well, other than Shamar Stewart.
Yeah.
I think if the Texans, or not the Texans, the Cowboys, wrong Texas team, the Cowpokes go receiver, I feel like they would go Matthew Golden just because he's from Texas. They got
All right, then moving on, the 13th pick.
I mean, you just mentioned Texas.
Yeah.
We stay with Texas. I think Jahdae Barron here, very, very good pick for them. Or Malachi Starks. We're actually picking Malachi Starks here.
Yeah.
I think that's a really good pick for them. They really desperately need secondary.
So the thing that's interesting about Malachi Starks too is
This is for the Texans, by the way. Right? Or
No, this is for the Dolphins.
This is for the Dolphins.
Okay,
Jahdae
yeah,
Barron
Dolphins.
is
Jahdae
from
Barron
Texas.
plays for the Texas Longhorns.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Hands down.
Malachi Starks, I think, is the pick for the Dolphins here, just because their starting cornerback is Storm Duck.
Yes.
They have
Jalen Ramsey,
well,
but we'll see. what
Jalen
happens with
Ramsey,
that.
but they have first of all, he's washed. Second of all, the rest of their secondary is god awful. So except I do love shout out Ifeatu Melifonwu. But I think Malachi Starks is the perfect pick because he played.
Sorry.
He played.
Go. Keep going.
He played. It's their current strong safety. I love him.
Sure, yeah.
All right.
But he played just as many snaps in the box and in the slot as he did up top. So he can really plug in anywhere in the secondary for the Dolphins, and I think he'll be a really good pick for them.
Yeah. All right, moving on. The Colts.
Go ahead.
The Colts. we had Jihad Campbell.
Yeah.
Okay.
Going to the Colts here. They need somebody to play linebacker.
Yeah.
They need somebody to play linebacker. But I will say if Tyler Warren is here, I could see them giving Anthony Richardson a big safety blanket and going Tyler Warren.
That's exactly what we have here. But if Tyler Warren is there, that's the easy pick.
Do you really think Tyler Warren will be there?
No.
Yeah,
No,
there's no
no.
chance, right?
But Jihad Campbell, I think that's a really, really good pick for them. They're so thin at linebacker. Segun Olubi is their current will linebacker right now. Jihad Campbell is the best pass coverage linebacker in the entire draft.
And he's a
Highest
phenomenal
prospect
edge rusher.
out of Alabama. Yeah, exactly. plug and play right where they need him. That's a great pick for them. I love it.
Yeah, I
I
agree.
think we're gonna fast forward a little bit here. We're running out of time, so let's go to the Seahawks. Of course, they trade away Tyler Lockett, and they need someone to replace him. So what do we got with the Seahawks at the 18th pick?
I mean, look, in our draft, we have Kelvin Banks falling to 18. That might not happen.
It's not gonna happen.
But if it is, they jump on him. If not, Ted McMillan. That feels like the next pick, or even Matthew Golden if the Cowboys scoop him up early.
Yeah.
That seems like a really good pick for me.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that one. I think the Seahawks really, as long as they go wide receiver or O-line, you really can't miss at this pick.
Yeah, and then I'll skip ahead to your guys' teams just because the middle round is so hard to predict. So let's skip ahead. Commanders, who do you think that they're taking?
The Commanders in our
What's the big need?
The big need is pretty much defense. If they edge rusher would be a good pick for them. Safety, if Nick Emanwari or even Malachi Starks, I doubt he falls as far, but if he falls, and really just secondary and edge.
And I guess I'll ask both of you. The Bills, what do you think they're gonna do?
I don't think they're picking at 30. If I'm being so honest with you,
I think they're gonna trade back.
100% they're trading out realistically.
Hopefully
they'll trade
they
with.
don't trade out to the Chiefs because remember what happened last year. They traded out to the Chiefs.
I'm not worried about it. I don't love
Put it out there. I put it out there. I mean, I got Keon Coleman, but
I mean, neither of those picks are really life changing.
Yeah, no.
And
I just think it's so
but
funny.
If they
the
do
Chiefs
trade back, they're going to trade to someone early in the second round. And I think they'll get a guy like Trey Amos, Shavon Rebel, one of those really good second round.
I think if Trey Amos is on the board at like if they trade back and Trey Amos is on the board, they should pick. But personally, I would like to see them go 30. Kenneth Grant at 30. Although I could see them trading out and still taking Kenneth Grant.
As a casual NFL fan, I think it's safe to say, you tune in first 10 picks and you're like, all right, I'm bored of this. I don't know most of these guys. Whatever. What big fireworks need to happen to make this NFL draft entertaining? What do you think? Crazy predictions here.
I'm looking at the 9 and the 21. So there's the Saints at 9. Do they take Shador? And then 21, the Steelers. Do they go with Jackson Dart?
Yeah.
Does some team...
Does Shador fall to them and they take Shador?
Does some team like the Browns trade back in and get a guy like Tyler Shuck? Throwing out names here, like a random
I could
QB.
even see at 32 the Eagles personally. I don't think I would be willing to bet my life savings on the fact that the Philadelphia Eagles will not pick. Mark my words, will not pick in the 32nd or at the 32nd pick. If they do, I'll just cry, I guess. I don't know.
Ryan, you had your top 5 quarterbacks. Do you remember the top of your head going into this draft?
Yeah, 100%.
Who are they?
Well, Cam Ward.
Yeah.
Call me crazy, but Jackson Dart is over Shador Sanders.
I agree.
Okay.
I agree.
And then Cal McCord is at 4. I really like him out of Syracuse.
I like McCord a lot.
Yeah, and then Tyler Shuck. Don't give me Jalen Milroe. Don't give me Will Howard. I don't want to hear that. I think neither Shuck or Kyle McCord are really going to go first round, but those top 3, I guarantee it, they will not be there in the second round.
I will say, with Kyle McCord, you throw him in an offense where he is going to have time to throw. This kid might have the best arm talent in the draft with just raw potential and the ability that Kyle McCord's able to throw. I'm shouting you guys out back there, the Syracuse kids. Probably not even listening to me, but Kyle McCord has some legit throw power. You put him in, and obviously this won't happen, but if you put him in an Eagles-type offense, Jalen Hurts had the most time to throw in the pocket. If you put him there, he would excel, and the Eagles would probably win the Super Bowl again. But obviously that's not going to happen. But I think McCord could fall second or third round to a team, and really, if he gets his chance, really be able to turn the franchise around.
Unfortunately,
that's my hot take.
I fear he's going to be a backup, but if he does, you're right. It would be very fortunate for that team. Ohio State. He played at Ohio State before he went to Syracuse.
Of course.
You can fact check me on this one. I believe he had 1 loss in his time at Ohio State.
To Michigan. Let's make that to the Michigan Wolverines.
Still,
he lost to.
Unbelievable.
Remember,
one loss.
McCord lost to Michigan. We're just going to make that
1
clear
loss to Michigan.
To Michigan.
Who cares? But
me.
All right, Noah, go with what you're saying. I
think also another spot for a quarterback-friendly spot would be the Steelers. Let's say Shador and let's say the Steelers don't go Jackson Dart in the first round. Let's say Shador, they don't go quarterback in the first round. They could go Will Howard, Dylan Gabriel. They could go one of these later round quarterbacks.
And you're giving him Calvin Austin, one of the most underrated wide receivers. You're giving him George Pickens. You're giving him Pat Freiermuth. You're giving DK Metcalf.
Calvin Austin.
I
That
would love
first
to
name
see.
he rattled off is crazy.
I would love to see like Jackson Dart with the Steelers.
I agree.
And potentially, I mean, I think Pittsburgh really turn around. They need
redo that
They need
Ole Miss
a
offense.
fun quarterback with some life. Rework that offense. They have weapons in George Pickens. I like it a lot. All right, that's all we got time for, guys. Always appreciate it. Excited for the NFL draft tomorrow. What time's first pick? 8?
8.
I can't believe
Well,
Cam Ward.
it'll be like 8:30.
I can't believe Cam Ward is a first overall pick in the NFL draft.
And he confirmed it on a Fortnite live stream.
Yeah,
did
that's
he
true.
really?
Yes.
I did not know that.
Top
so.
5 wide receivers. He said Calvin Ridley won.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, didn't he
so,
say, didn't he
Don't do
say
that. No,
Tony
like-
Pollard was the best
Yep,
running back?
yep.
in the
Yeah,
league,
that
too?
doesn't really happen a lot. All right, but I appreciate you guys tuning in. We will see you guys next week. Got a fun show coming up. It's our final show of the semester, our awards show.
Yeah.
Gonna be fun. Appreciate you guys tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time here on Afterthoughts.